Today I'm in southern Louisiana, and if you've ever been to southern Louisiana, then you know exactly what this is behind me, and if you haven't been to southern Louisiana, this is a crayfish farm. And in this video, I'm going to show you everything you never knew about how Louisiana's crawfish industry works, from how they harvest these mud bugs fresh from the farm, sort them into bags, and get them ready for the market and onto your local restaurant. But we aren't stopping there. Once we have harvested several pounds of these tasty critters, we're going to boil them up in a good old Louisiana crawfish boil unlike anything you've ever seen before. From prep to boil and all the secret recipes we use to go from farm fresh to this platter of goodness that is so unique to this region of Louisiana. I'm Dāv Kaufman. I travel to distant, exotic places and places a little closer to home to indulge in the culture and cuisine from the familiar to the extreme. There's always an open seat at my table for you, and sure, I'll pick up the tab. This is Dāv Kaufman Eats the World. So before we can cook up the crayfish, we have to catch the crayfish. We're gonna check some crayfish traps, and we're gonna see how they harvest crayfish out here in Louisiana. So before we begin harvesting our crawfish traps, let me first introduce you to the one piece of machinery that has revolutionized the crawfish industry, the walking boat. It's a flat-bottom aluminum boat equipped with a large paddle wheel with a mechanical drive system at the back. This wheel is what propels the boat forward or backwards and can even push it over land barriers that separate the individual ponds. Instead of using a traditional propeller, the boat walks through the water by pushing against the muddy bottom, allowing it to move more efficiently in very shallow water, where regular boats would definitely get stuck. And this lets farmers efficiently service hundreds of traps per day in just a few hours. From there, it's time to start tending to our traps. Each trap is baited with cut fish and a special block of fish meal. From there, each trap is planted in the shallow water about 30 feet or so apart. It takes several hours to tend to a field like this, and it's not just for the crawfish. These fields are just like any other farm with rows of cash crops that stretch out almost as far as you can see. But here in these submerged fields, rice is planted that not only offers the farmers an additional cash crop, but provides a perfect temporary habitat for these crustaceans. But I wasn't about to let our farm worker have all the fun, and with each trap I pulled up, there was a strange excitement over how many crawfish would be in each trap. And let me tell you something. There's nothing like coming out here and getting to harvest your own dinner by hand, which is an experience most people will never get to have. Each trap is then emptied onto a plank of rollers that are spaced just enough to hold the bigger, mature, and meatier crawfish, while the smaller ones fall through the spaces and can eventually find a slot on the other side of the boat to where they can escape back to the pond to grow a little more before they too have reached eating size. And sometimes, these smaller ones, they just might need a little extra help finding that escape hatch. The ones that are big enough to go to market are then corralled into a section of the sorter that has only one escape route, and that's into the bags that, once full, are tied off and ready for market. Each sack can weigh up to 30 pounds and sells direct from the farm for about $100 a sack, which is a little under $3.50 a pound. Harvesting these icons of South Louisiana is a time-consuming job, but it's also made much simpler with this method of harvesting. Louisiana produces the vast majority of crawfish in the United States, and that's more than 90% of the national supply. Each year, between 120 million and 150 million pounds of crawfish are harvested across the state, and there are more than 1,300 crawfish farmers and over 1,000 commercial fishermen who work farms like these that comprise of thousands of acres across South Louisiana, making crawfish the largest freshwater crustacean aquaculture industry in North America. The crawfish farming industry in Louisiana is actually one of the most distinctive and economically important agricultural sectors in the United States. It's deeply tied to the culture and cuisine of South Louisiana, and the economic impact of this industry is enormous. Crawfish contribute over $300 million annually to Louisiana's economy and support more than 7,000 jobs, from farmers and fishermen to processors, distributors, and restaurant workers. In every pound harvested, there's a piece of Louisiana's culture nature, economy, and identity. But now that we've harvested our dinner, let's move on to the good part and see how a Louisiana crawfish boil is done. All right, so we are at our buddy Chet's place here, and we are going to start our crayfish boil right over here.
Crawfish,
crawdads, mud bugs. All right, what's our first step here, Chef Robert?
So what we're gonna do right now is I got a little bit of clean water in there, and we are going to what's called purge them. So we're gonna let them use the restroom, get everything, get some of that field run off of them. You can see that muddy water.
Oh my God, that was like instantly muddy.
Pretty quick. So we're gonna purge those, and I think we'll just do one sack at a time purging. So we're gonna leave that right there. I'm gonna rinse out this water. We're gonna let this sit for about 10-15 minutes. Some people put salt to them at this time because that allows them to evacuate their system. For me, I feel like it kills the crawfish, and you get more floaters that way.
Gotcha.
But that's gonna be a whose house we doing it at kind of situation.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
And this process basically just kind of cleans out all the...
Yeah, absolutely. So
all the
we'll get in here, we'll stir this up. You can see everybody's good and lively. We know how fresh these are, right, Dave?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we're gonna get this, we're gonna mix it up. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this plug over here.
Okay.
And we're going to let that start to run out, and then I'll turn that water hose on and we'll get more fresh water in there until that water is pretty clean. And then we'll be ready to start boiling.
Excellent.
All right, so now we've still got these crawfish purging. We've got the water filled up here. Time to cook our veggies, so we got to get the crawfish boiler started. This has been going for a minute. So...
Yay! Woo!
That's hot, yeah.
That's the 4th of July right there.
All right, perfect. So now we'll wait until this, and we'll bring you back up to speed once we start dumping some veggies in there.
Excellent. And on that note, let's kind of go over what we're going to put in here.
All right, so depends on whose house you're at. Here we're gonna do some small potatoes. We're gonna do some medium red potatoes. We're gonna do some whole garlic, some that I know the word. I know what that is. Brussels sprouts.
Yes, I know that because I hate them.
Oh, man. Never mind. Another video. Okay, so onions, and then I'm gonna have these lemons, and we're gonna put that in there for flavor. And then we're also gonna throw in some corn on the cob.
So, and for spices, we've got our crawfish boil, and then we've got this Down on the Bayou seafood boil.
Yep. So this is the dry version. So we're gonna put a little bit of this inside the water, but this is I'm gonna show you what we put at the end. This is gonna be the special topping.
That's the coup de grace.
Yeah, it's coup de grace.
Coup de grace. So basically, very simple ingredients that goes into this dish.
Yes, all organic.
Oh, okay.
Really.
I like that.
I don't think so.
I don't even know that I care.
We're gonna take and put in our onions that we've wrapped and foiled so that they get the seasoning still. Garlic, same thing, but they don't fall apart. Potatoes come in this easy sack to do already.
Look at that.
There you go, Brussels, your little potatoes, your other littles. The rest of it goes in there.
So you just leave everything within the nets that they came in?
Absolutely, man. It makes it easier that way.
Yeah. Well,
now, I hope everybody likes corn because we are going to...
Who doesn't love corn?
Also, watch yourself, Dave.
Yeah, that's a little hot.
Throw some corn in there. And then we are going to take and... Who doesn't like a little bit of lemon? And that in there. One more for good measure. And then we are going to... Here we go. Tell me when, Dave.
Keep going.
I'm gonna say when.
All right, fine.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, good. That was a good compromise. I really like it spicy.
I like it. All right, so we got that in there. Now we're gonna make our crawfish dip.
Okay.
So we're gonna go with about 3 globs of mayonnaise. I bet you didn't know that's a squeeze top.
It is now.
Yeah, and then we're gonna add mustard, about that much, and then about that much. Ketchup. And then we're gonna add some hot sauce, just a little.
And what kind of hot sauce are we using?
Just Louisiana. So that same brand of that boil that we're using there. And then we are going to add just a little bit of that crawfish boil. That's extra salty, so just a little bit.
Okay.
And then this right here is called yum yum sauce or pink sauce, depending on whose house you're at. And As you can see why they call it pink sauce.
Well, that's what we used to do, is we used to take mayonnaise and ketchup, mix it together, and stick our French fries in it.
Yeah, there you go. So this is similar, just with a little bit of Cajun kick. And that's gonna be real good on those crawfish. And I think I got the ratio pretty right. Dave, if you wanna take your pinky and dip your pinky in there and tell me if that's okay.
Let's dip the pinky in there. Let's try this out. Ooh, now that's good.
Oh,
that's really good. Yeah, it's got just the right amount of spice. Oh yeah, nice spicy aftertaste. I like that. That's good. That's good.
All right, good deal.
All right, so how long do we let that cook for?
So right now it's just starting to cook, you know, because that was all rolling. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt right quick. There we go.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah,
We've already got the seasoning in there, so now we're gonna go ahead and cap this back off. We're gonna cut our fire back on.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna get that back up to a rolling boil for about 15-20 minutes, and then we'll have something to snack on while we cook those crawfish. Now what we're gonna do is come over here. We're gonna take these crawfish right here. We're gonna load them into this pot so that they're ready to go as soon as those veggies are done. We're gonna get that water back up to a boil, and we're gonna be eating crawfish in about 45 minutes, 30-45 minutes. How's that sound, Dave?
30-45 minutes.
Right here is just a little secret, something that I've come up with. I've not seen anybody else do it, but I'm sure somebody else does. However y'all do it at y'all's house, the first time you go to purge your water, your crawfish, you set up your water for your purging your crawfish for the first time, what you're gonna do is go really deep, because any dead crawfish will float. So it's real easy to pick out any dead crawfish, and we don't want to eat the dead ones. And so if they're a little bit alive, then that's fine.
You're the crayfish warden over there.
Yep. And
Nicely done.
That just reminds me of me being a kid as well.
Yeah,
that was
absolutely.
my favorite thing.
Absolutely.
Basket with poles where they can climb out.
I know. She's like, the parents don't
She
get it.
is a warden. Listen to her.
I'm telling
over there.
you.
All right, so now that we've got our crayfish all purged and ready to go, we've got all of our extra fixings already done over here. Robert, what is our next step?
Next step is gonna be taking out these veggies. Now I'm just gonna reach down there, find my potatoes, because I don't want them to smack the bottom, because they're gonna be good and tender. So I'm just gonna find these. Woo!
Yeah, that might be a little warm.
A little warm. Nope.
Whoa!
It's all good. You see they're falling apart. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it.
Whoa, I guess.
There it goes. Yep. All right. We're gonna take our time. Slow it. Oh yeah, look at them busting. See?
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Those are looking good.
Now, get these over to the side. And get ready for the dump.
Ooh.
Here
Well,
we
usually
go.
that happens later, but okay, here we go.
All right. Well, we got a corn.
Yeah, the Brussels sprouts know that they are not wanted. They're like, we're not going in.
Dave won't appreciate us. All right. Now that we've got these veggies in there, we're gonna, if you want a snack, you can. But what we're gonna do is get this water back up to a rolling boil. We're gonna take those crawfish that are waiting right there in the rack, dump them in there, cook them for about 5 minutes. We're gonna let them sit for about 15, and then we're ready to eat.
And then we're ready to eat.
Absolutely.
I do believe it's crayfish.
It's, as you're saying it so close.
All right, so we are really close to our crayfish. However, that's how
crawfish.
cray. It's
Crawl.
cray.
But they don't cray around. They crawl around.
They are cray cray.
They're cray crawfish.
But they are. It is pronounced crayfish.
Correct. Crawfish. You're saying it right there.
I'm saying we're saying the same thing.
Same thing. Yeah.
Crayfish.
Crawfish. Right.
Crayfish.
Crawfish. Yeah. The same thing.
Crayfish.
We're saying the same thing.
We agree.
Let's do it.
Crayfish.
Crawfish. Now, if you remember, the concentrate, it was like, what was it? 1 tablespoon for 5 pounds of seafood. So that's 30 pounds of seafood. So that's 6, right? 6 tablespoons. Yep. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? That was about 6 tablespoons.
You don't know what a tablespoon is, do you?
That's a Cajun tablespoon.
That's a Cajun
and then we're
tablespoon.
gonna just go ahead and add a little bit of this. About a half a bag for now.
Okay.
And then we're gonna cut that back on, and you're gonna taste what Louisiana crawfish tastes like.
All right, so that is good, and oh man,
We've got it rolling
that
again.
is back to boiling. Here we go with the good
All right,
stuff.
we're gonna put the crawfish in. I've got a few escapees, so we're gonna grab these guys, let them meet in there.
All right.
Let me grab my paddle. We'll make sure these are all in there real good, and then we're just gonna add a little bit
A
more.
whole lot of spice. I love it.
And put the cap back on her, move that around a little bit. Look at that already.
Man, that does not take long, does it?
No, it doesn't. So we're gonna go ahead and set it for 4 minutes. So at 3:45, we're gonna be ready to rock and roll.
Excellent. All right, so it's been a couple of minutes that those crayfish back here have been boiling. Where are we at with this all?
All right, let us
yeah.
check that out. Make sure we get a good little stir with my little paddle, my small spoon. Oh yeah, how's that look, bro?
That looked absolutely amazing. It just doesn't look like enough. I mean, honestly, that looks like that could be what I would eat.
Oh yeah, this is your plate.
That's my plate.
Yeah, we'll hold you to it.
Okay, all right. How do you know that it's actually done? Just the timing?
Experience. Dave.
Experience.
Experience.
That it doesn't, like, there's not a particular shade of orange?
I'm gatekeeping. So what we're gonna do real quick is, so after we boiled it for 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes, we let it sit for about 15 minutes. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here, my little taste testing. We're gonna pop this open. I'm gonna burn my fingers.
Yeah, because that looks
And
plenty hot. We're good to go?
oh, I think we're good.
We're good to go?
That's
All right.
good for the kids and the northerners right there.
Kids and the Northerners, okay.
Yeah.
Of
So
which I
let's,
am both. All right, and then we take this by the handle here, and we just give it a good dump. Shake out all the little crayfish in there. There we go, and that's how you do that. Now, we've got a whole cooler full of 30 pounds of crayfish ready to go, but that is not gonna be enough. So right over here, we've got 30 more pounds of crayfish ready to go into the crawfish boiler. Did you hear that? I said craw.
There it is.
I'm saying it correctly now, and for the rest of my life, I will never mispronounce it. I will always say crayfish. So here we have the culmination of one amazing day. Robert and Stacy, thank you so much for inviting me down here and showing me how this is made from the farm all the way to our plate. You know, if you go to Chicago, you're gonna find a plate of a hot dog. New York, pizza. Los Angeles, I don't know, something green and... But here in Louisiana, you're gonna find this. This plate here represents the essence of Louisiana. We've got a whole big mess of crayfish.
Crawfish. You said it right. Crawfish.
Crawfish, how do you
Yeah,
say
there
it?
you go.
Crawfish.
Crayfish, yep, exactly. And over here we've got 2 pieces of corn on the cob. We've got white potatoes, we've got red potatoes, we've got a whole clove of garlic, we've got a whole onion. So, you don't really... Are you from Louisiana?
I am from Louisiana, yes.
But you don't eat crawfish.
No, I'm just not a big fan. It's just not a big fan of seafood in general, but I've come a long way.
Okay,
Come a long
fair
way.
enough, fair enough.
I've been branching out. I've been eating more seafood recently. Crawfish are not my favorite, but it is a huge thing here, and lots of our family and friends love it. So, you know, I usually eat the vegetables, but I am going to eat some today.
Okay, good. Let's dig in. I'm gonna grab this guy right here. You're gonna grab that guy right
Which
there.
one should I grab? This one?
Go for it, baby.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. Pinch, turn, crack.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
look at that.
Teach us how to do it, Dave.
Yes.
And then you peel back that first little shelly,
Okay.
Sure.
carapacey thingy.
Yep,
This
yep.
part.
And then you stick your thumb right there,
Yep,
and you
pinch
pull,
it.
and you pinch.
Look at that.
Right
Wow.
here, we have Robert's own special sauce, and I'm just gonna dip this
Ooh.
in that sauce. I am going to coat this down. All right, let's try
Crawfish.
it out. Here we go. Ting
Yes.
and
Yes.
ting.
Sauce c'est bon.
I don't know what he just said, but this is delicious.
It's very good. Very good.
Oh my God. So we got 60 pounds of crayfish from that farm. Not nearly enough.
I don't think so either.
I mean, this is just amazing, and these claws are so big.
We will need more.
And we have so much meat on these claws.
How'd I do? Did I cook them okay?
Oh, they
coming
are
out?
phenomenal. These claws are one of my favorite part. I know everybody eats the tail, sucks out the head, and that's it. I go for the claws. That is the sweetest meat in a crayfish. Am I right, or am I...
No, that's actually a popular opinion. In fact, my grandma, whenever she would cook crawfish, she'd always save the tails. So if there's any leftovers, which I'm sure there won't be today.
No, not with me sitting here.
If there are any leftovers from a boil, what you do is you save that in a Ziploc for the next day. And she would have us crack all the claws, and inside of her crawfish étouffée, she'd have those claws that she could take and nibble at while she's eating her étouffée.
All right, now I'm gonna move on to this corn on the cob, because this corn on the cob is not just corn on the cob boiled in water with butter. It has absorbed all of those flavors, all of those spices. We're gonna try this out. And what I love about this is that it's all boiled together, basically absorbing all of the flavors. So you really don't taste a lot of the potato or corn flavor in the crayfish, but you definitely taste the crayfish flavor and the spices in the corn, and that's what makes this absolutely amazing. All right, let's move on to these little potatoes. I'm gonna put some sauce on these little potatoes. We're gonna try these out. What do you prefer? Do you prefer the red ones or the white ones?
I like the white ones, the small ones.
You wanna grab a white one?
I do, they're so good.
All right, so you got a white potato? I got a white potato. Let's try this out.
I love these potatoes.
Grab a white potato.
Oh, thanks.
I think these might be my favorite part, just because I love potatoes so much. And with the sauce, they are delicious.
That just melts in your mouth.
Right? Like the skin is just there to hold it together.
Exactly.
And then you can chew them with your tongue.
I have never really thought about anything that you can chew with your tongue. But now I'm thinking about it.
But they're so soft. They're so soft and well cooked. And then they've got the seasoning of the crawfish boil. It's really good.
And this is why I came to Louisiana. Everything else that I'm gonna try here in Louisiana has been amazing and will be amazing, I'm sure. But this is why I came to South Louisiana, for this plate right here. Thank you so much for all of this. Thank you so much for all of this.
Of course.
If you are watching my other channel, Reptile Adventures, I'm going to do a video with them on their carpet pythons. That link is going to be in the description below for that other channel. Go check that out if you really enjoy animals and reptiles. And guys, if you're hungry for more, check out that video right there. If you're starving for more, check out that playlist right there. Do not forget to hit like and subscribe. We only got 60 pounds, right?
Only?
Only?
Yeah.
Only 60.
Tomorrow it has to be 120 pounds because I'm taking it all back to Minnesota.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Love it.
As
This
you
is
should.
awesome.